I'm Nova.
I'm Jack.
And this is
Two Shmucks and a Bunch of Yucks.
This is special.
Yeah, dog. Pretty excited. I found out one of my vendors actually lives in that same kind of area, so that's kind of fun.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, we're going to go golfing, right? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah. Yes, I want to go golfing more because it's right there. And
Yep.
it's good exercise, and it's, right there.
It's right there.
And I don't mind golfing.
I don't either.
Have a beer or two and hit some dingers,
Dinger.
Hit a dinger or two, brother. It's going to be a good time. I don't know if he's going to, but I've been talking to my dad, and he might give me his clubs. So
That'd be sweet.
and he's got a full freaking set, like a really nice set, super nice set. Like, excuse me, it's like he's got every single iron, like multiple sand wedges, like a rough wedge. Like it's super good, really
Sweet.
nice set. And I've got my single Michael Jackson glove in there for when I hit.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Because I used the one Michael Jackson glove. I got my white guy visor in there. We're good to go, dude.
That's funny.
He's got like 4 different drivers in there, too.
Crazy.
Well, actually, one's a driver, and then the rest are woods, quote unquote.
Okay. I know like nothing about golf.
It's
so.
like you got your driver, you got your putter, you got your 9 irons,
Yeah,
7 iron,
yeah.
6 iron, 8 iron,
7.
sand wedge, putter,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got all sorts of different. Like a wood is like a mixture of a driver and an iron almost.
Okay.
It's like, so a driver is when you really want to ding it.
Yeah.
You really want to ding it. Like
Mhm.
You want to go as far as you possibly can. A wood is kind of like
You're toning it back a little bit.
Yeah, it ranges like an iron up to a wood is like, yeah. So, and there are different situations and stuff. It's not completely necessary, honestly. Most of the time, it's really not. And I mean, professional golfers probably use a good chunk of the clubs, but they don't use all those clubs.
Fair enough.
And they also have a caddy with them that tells them what club they should use. But caddy is very knowledgeable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. So we're getting ready for that. I'm pretty excited about that. Work sucks, but that is what it is.
That's life, dude.
I love my company just so very much. I won't name them, but they're just so smart. Sarcasm. Just absolute geniuses. They know what they're doing. They have all the brain power in the world. And anytime I tell them that's stupid, they're like, no, just fall in line. And then they're like, wow. Like a month later, they're like, wow, that was stupid, but we're not changing it because it's going to work eventually.
Yeah. Why would we? I remember those days.
Don't you just love working for corporations, Jack?
No.
Right. Correct.
Oh my gosh.
If I could run my own business, that would be great. Without stressing out too much. I also want to be lazy, so I don't think I could run my own business. There's times when I really want to be lazy and I just don't want to do anything for a minute.
Oh yeah, everybody has that.
Mm-hmm. I am starting to get to the point in my life where I do want to do stuff more often. Like I'll unless something really captures my attention, like I can't even really sit and watch TV that much.
Yeah.
It has to really grab my attention.
Yeah, me too.
And I have to get sucked in. Because we have a very close friend of ours who will watch anything.
Really?
Yeah, but he's also probably playing games while he's watching it. So.
Fair enough.
But if I want to watch something, right, I want to watch it.
Yeah, I don't want sometimes I'll just have something going on in the background.
If it's something I've
depends
seen
on what I'm
before,
doing.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Something new, yeah.
Like when I do my generally when I do my Lord of the Rings annual watches, I will play games while it's on, but I'll have it louder than the games because it's Lord of the Rings. But generally I will not play anything while something, unless it's like a sport. So like if I'm listening to sports talk, like a podcast, or like listening to a show, I will play games while that's going on because I don't really need to watch the show.
Sure.
Right? But like if I can't just turn on a TV show that I want to watch and then play a game right next to it. Mm-hmm. Especially a game that requires my attention.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll put on Oni Plays compilations and just listen to that while I'm playing a game. It's just for noise
There you go.
to be going on.
Background white noise.
Yeah, background basically.
I've turned to the lo-fi for that.
Really?
Actually, when I go to bed, I have lo-fi playing.
Oh, cool.
And then I put on my sleep mask with my headphones, and I, either put on like a really soft-spoken video or something.
Typically, I say my nighttime prayer, then I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah, I don't. I do not last long once I put the mask on.
Yeah.
I think there's some times when I don't even need to put the mask on, and I'll like just drop.
Yeah.
And because I always want to put my phone on the charger right next to me, and then sometimes I forget, and I like wake up and I'm like, "Where's my phone?" It's like half dead next to me. I'm like, pain. I need that.
Existence is futile.
I need the phone to perform daily tasks.
Yeah, dude.
Generally not, but I shouldn't need it, but
Sometimes you do.
yeah, I get messaged a lot, man.
Yeah. Being popular does that.
Sure.
You got a lot of friends, dog. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I get yelled at by the other friends. Like, you have other friends? You're not allowed to have other friends.
You're ours.
You're only supposed to be my friend. And I'm like, but
cringe.
But isn't life? Isn't one of the things about life? I love having multiple social circles because they like different things.
Yeah.
You know,
get that.
Like our social circle that includes you and another of our buddies is much more like inclined to be cool about like guns and stuff.
Sure.
And not a lot of my other social circles are like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is cool. This is one of the many reasons I like this circle.
I get you.
It's like
I get you.
So it's hard because they get mad at me for I'm busy. I'm doing something else. I'm like, with what? Oh, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I already have plans with this other person. You're like, oh, you have other friends? Yes.
Just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, it's funny, but like, I'm trying to. I just sometimes I want to hang out with this other person.
Yeah.
No
harm in that.
Or like I haven't seen them in a while. I'd like to see them and hang out.
Yeah.
What really gets me mad is when and I don't want anyone to take this personally, but like when I'm hanging out with somebody and then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go do this with this other person, and next weekend or something. Like, oh, can I come too? Can I be invited? And I'm like, if you would mix in with that circle of friends, I would invite you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to be invited. Like, I don't get mad at people. But, like, when it's not going to work.
Sure.
And you continually ask. Right? No. When it does work, and when I know it could work, or when we think it could work, we try it. And then if it works, great.
If it doesn't,
you with our friend B.
Oh, yep.
It worked. It was perfect. I was
Yep.
like, this is done. We're good. Now you can always come hang out with us. But I have friend groups that just don't mix.
That's fair.
And maybe they did mix before. They just don't mix now.
I'm nodding at everyone listening in agreement.
And, so I wouldn't say popular. I would just say social.
Fair enough.
You could say popular if you want, but
I'm going to make fun of you and say you're popular.
no. No. I am not a preppy douchebag. No.
Oh my gosh.
I just like to what really, really kicks it is I'm very eclectic with my stuff that I enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So I have multiple things that I enjoy. Like sports. I have multiple sports I really enjoy.
Yeah.
I have multiple media aspects I really enjoy, like gaming or TV or something like that.
Yeah.
So we can kind of I can attach to certain groups and we can do that. So I have a group specifically for sports.
Yeah.
That's not what I use them for, but we love to talk about sports.
Mm-hmm.
So that works. And then in our friend group, I know you're cool with it, right? But you're not into it like I am.
No,
they are, right?
Yeah.
And then we have friends that we both know that
aren't
just
into
do
sports.
not like sports and abjectly hate them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, I want to go watch sports. I'm sorry you don't like them, but here we go. Or we have, but our group has games, and a lot of people like games.
A lot of people like games.
Right?
Not the games we play. Our games are pretty
hardcore.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
we got Twilight Imperium coming up.
oh my gosh, that's gonna be really fun.
It's going to be super fun.
Yeah, Nicole just dropped out.
Yep.
Doesn't surprise me.
Doesn't surprise me either. But, you know,
It's
not for her,
so
it's not for her.
it's
super okay.
Yeah, and it's also like such a hefty game.
It is a lot.
It is probably the most, what's the word I'm thinking of? Expansive, detailed, in-depth board game I think I've ever played.
I think it's probably the most of all those things out there.
I can't. I mean, we haven't played them all, so we can't.
That's true.
But
It's a contender.
As of the board games we have played, there's so much going on.
Yeah.
But it's so much fun.
I freaking love that game.
I can't wait to play next weekend.
Yep. It's going to be a good time.
It's going to be a great time.
You know what else we've been playing?
Oh, boy.
Total War Warhammer 3.
My favorite game of all time. That's not... Yes, my favorite game of all time.
This is a video game, people. We're switching it up to video games, but...
Video games! So, for those of you who don't know, Total War Warhammer 3 is what we're talking about.
Yep.
What we've been playing.
Third installment.
Total War is a grand strategy RTS. You have a big campaign map. You have towns. You have diplomacy. You have money. You make money. You build armies. Use armies, then fight each other in real-time strategy battles. Big armies fight big armies.
Yes.
Warhammer is a fantasy version of that, where there's also magic, many, many, many different styles and types of races.
Yep.
Big monsters, big lords, all sorts of cool stuff.
Yep.
There's like so many different races in the game, which we can get to once we do.
Once we do our tier list, we're planning on doing a tier
cool.
list for this.
We will describe the factions as the tier list happens. I think
as they come up. I think that'll be fun. Yep.
I think it's a lot easier to do it that way.
I agree.
But Jack and I have been playing a campaign together recently. It's on a PC. It's on PC only.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. So if you're not cool, you're not cool.
Not in the PC sphere. That's unfortunate.
I'm sorry that you don't have a lot of money to spend because that costs a lot of money.
Costs a lot of money.
You know what? I was actually doing the math the other day. I bought everything on release, right?
Okay.
Everything.
Sure.
Every DLC.
Yep.
Too much money.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Over $500. Because you have to think about it. There's game 1.
Yep.
All the DLC for game 1.
Yep. All the DLC for game 1. Game 2, all that
the
DLC. Game 3, all the DLC. Yep.
And there's about to be another one dropping soon.
A couple.
It's one. I call it one big DLC because I pay for everything.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
But now it's cool now that they have that where you can separate it, so you can buy only what you want. So like the triple lord packs where you can just pick one of the lords that you like and get that stuff.
Yeah.
And then that race stuff. So I think that's really cool. But I get everything because I want everything because I love everything.
Yep. So for those who don't know, all of the leaders and characters and stuff from the first 2 games, they've carried over into the third game.
Yes. So if you own game 1 and 2 and all that DLC, all that carries over into game 3.
Yep. Which is very unique.
It's awesome.
Super cool.
It's freaking awesome.
In the biggest mode you can play, which is called Immortal Empires, when you start the game, there are 289 factions.
You can't play as all of them, but you can play as
most of them.
I think there's over 100 legendary lords right now.
Yeah, legendary lords are all of the faction leaders
Of the
different races and stuff. Yeah. So it's a hefty video game.
There's a lot going on.
From a hefty board game to hefty video game.
Yeah. I would wager that. The problem is, and I love this game. The problem is I have to try and get people into it, and there's so much to explain.
Yeah.
Right? There's so much to like teach them, and it's like sometimes I forget stuff because there's so much.
There's a lot.
Right? And I haven't played everything extensively. I've touched every race a little bit. Like I've played like every race a little bit, but I haven't like
gone in depth.
Yeah, I haven't dove deep into a bunch of the races altogether. Right? So it's hard for me to like so if I have a friend that's like, I want to play this faction, I'm like, oh, I haven't really played that faction that much. Like I can give you the gist.
Yeah.
I can give you the generalized Total War Warhammer tips and what technically your faction is supposed to be good at. But I can't like give you a detailed analysis of what you should do in every situation.
Yeah. I
can give you my best guess.
Sure, which is fair.
You know? And then sometimes the AI acts differently. They patch it all the time, so they change stuff all the time.
Balance and all that stuff.
I mean, there's stuff that I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing when we were playing, and I play that game all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I forgot that was changed.
Yep.
So it's really fun, but it's a lot to get into.
It is a lot, yeah. So our campaign is on this giant world map, which is, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like, imagine the most vague as it could possibly be, rendition of our current Earth, like with Asia and like all where the continents are.
It's
super vague. It's
yeah.
very generalized and super vague, but it's kind of like that. Like you have like the new
fantastical.
Yeah, it's fantastical. You have the new world, which is like
Lustria,
Lustria, which
both
is
one.
Yeah, and then you've got the old world where most of the factions are.
And then you got the Far East.
And then you've got the Far East, which was just added with Cathay, right? Yep. Which is like a human Chinese equivalent faction.
Yeah. There's the map. Imagine, okay, so there's like a giant continent with a bunch of jungles all over it, and there's like mountains, and there's deserts, and there's like frozen tundras, and then there's the chaos wastes, and then there's all sorts of mountains, and then like the temperate lands of the Empire, and then the Dwarven Mountains, and there's so many different like ways to fight. The wastelands, like the barren wastelands in between the Far East and the Old World.
Yep.
There's so much variety within the world itself.
It really is.
It just works.
Yep. It really does. And like we said, with the 289, 84, whatever it is, factions that are on there, it's just crazy. You spawn in and you're just immediately, it's just off to the races. Like,
yeah, you gotta win baby's first battle, and then you're like, okay, well, there's a legendary lord right over there. Like, I gotta fight them, or I gotta
there's an enemy over there. There's an enemy over there. There's an enemy over there, and
hopefully there's some friends right there,
and they're all trying to win the game.
The goal of the game is to complete certain objectives you are given. Most of the time, it's destroy certain races, and then capture a bunch of settlements.
Yeah.
Or there's what I really like about this one is certain races get different, like really cool objectives. Like the Wood Elves, you don't want to capture the whole map because most of the map is useless to you.
Yes,
you just want the big magical forests.
Yep,
and you want to revive them.
Yep,
which is really cool.
It's very cool.
You're basically like a bunch of Greta Thunbergs, but like cool.
But cool.
Yeah, and elven
and elves.
Yeah. So Jack is playing as the Tomb Kings, which are like undead Egyptians.
Yes.
Super cool. And I'm playing as the Lizard Men, which are like Aztec dinosaur men.
Yep. Aztec dinosaur lizard
Both
people.
just super freaking cool.
So cool. A lot of the factions are really cool, but
yeah. There's certain ones that you just
I genuinely think that the Lizard Men and the Tomb Kings are the coolest factions.
Yeah, I'm inclined. I have like a bunch of factions that I really think are awesome. But Lizardmen are my personal favorite, and Tomb Kings are up there for sure.
Tomb Kings are my personal
aesthetically,
favorite.
They're a really cool faction.
Yeah. You've got giant sphinxes walking around with giant blades for arms. Yeah. You've got tomb scorpions, which are giant stone scorpions.
Yep. You got the constructs. You got the undead army, the undead legions, basically.
Yep.
Lizardmen, you got all the dinosaurs. And
literal just dinosaurs.
Yeah. It's cool. It's just cool, man.
And then you have literally just the Holy Roman Empire.
Yeah, the Empire itself, yeah.
Yeah.
Emperor Karl Franz.
And all
the different houses. Yeah.
Yep.
Trying to unite.
Yep. You got vampire pirates.
Vampire
Oh, you know what? We weren't going to get into these too much because we're going to do it in the tier list. Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
I will zip it for now.
It's all right. We'll save it for the tier list here in a minute.
Yeah.
You know? There's just so much cool stuff. There's all the evil gods. It's just so much fun.
It's just silly, over the top fun.
It's like so Lord of the Rings is more of a contemporary version of fantasy, right?
Yeah, it's high fantasy.
Or where it's like,
I guess it's low fantasy.
No, it's high fantasy.
It is high fantasy.
It's grounded in a different kind of reality, right? Like Warhammer is just super fantastical. There's just so many.
It's over the top.
Yeah,
everything Warhammer is over the
extra.
top. Yeah,
it's extra. Lord of the Rings is like, there's stuff that's crazy. I mean, like the Balrog, right? Like Sauron being able to use that stuff is crazy, but it's just you feel more of a grounded connection to everything
Yeah.
it's set within a semi-realistic, a semi-more real feeling world.
Yeah.
I get the way Tolkien writes it is just
Perfect.
yeah, it's impeccable. Like, and he wrote that crap back like after World War One, which is insane. Warhammer it's designed to be gamey in a way.
Yes, Warhammer is like the perfect example of how over the top Warhammer is the old Warhammer 40K stuff when it was called Rogue Trader in the 80s, where it's hot babes, cool dudes. It's like very, very just everything's over the top to the extreme, like aliens and purging and heretics and all that stuff. And then fantasy, Warhammer Fantasy is that, but just fantasy. So it doesn't have like the hot babes and the cool guns and the fast cars and stuff like that, but it has the fantasy equivalent of that. It's got dragons and wizards and elves and liches and the undead. It's got all it's got everything that you could want in a fantasy world.
Imagine like Warcraft, but better in my opinion.
Just better Warcraft, yeah.
Yeah, because the Warcraft's got a lot of that stuff, but it doesn't have as much. The Warhammer's just got so much variety.
You said it perfectly. Warhammer is just extra.
Yeah. It's just there's so much crazy different amounts of variety in it. Like, I mean, you got all sorts of different races, which we should get into that.
Well, let's just get into it. Let's jump straight into it.
So we have devised a tier list. We're going to make a tier list here for you guys of all the races in the game.
Yes.
So we have all the different races. They're going to go in alphabetical order.
Okay.
And the tier ranks are S tier, which is like just the best.
Absolute
our favorites.
Peak.
A, really good, but just below S. B, decent, but not like the greatest. C, mid. D, not good. F, bad. Right? So,
yes, sir.
We're going to start us off with the Beastmen. Now, the Beastmen are like evil. It's very much exactly what it is. Evil, like minotaurs and like goatmen. Centaurs. Which they're called centaurs, but they're basically centaurs.
They're centaurs, yeah.
You're literally just centaurs. They just want to call it a name because there's like, and then there's one of the coolest units in the game, the Gorgon, which is the giant minotaur with 4 blades, 4 arms with blades on them. The Jabberslythe, which is like a Jabberwocky kind of thing from the Alice movies.
Oh, okay.
Movies, but
okay.
like bigger and uglier.
Okay.
And they're a cool faction. They were really bad for a while.
Yeah. But we're not ranking them gameplay-wise. We are ranking these purely on cool factor.
Purely on cool factor. Now, the Beastmen are pretty cool.
I think, personally, you may disagree. I want
to hear what you think. Yeah.
I think Beastmen are a perfect C average cool faction. They've got some cool themes and aesthetics. There are some, like, not exactly Viking aesthetics, but that tribal...
more of like an old Britain, like an old British,
like Celtic
Gaelic, yeah.
Celtic Gaelic tribal feel to them. They're super hardcore. They're fast. They're brutal.
But that's pretty much it. Yeah, C tier. I think I'd have to agree.
It's like there's nothing super special about them, but there's nothing that really detracts from them either.
No, they're perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Right? Okay. Then we move on to Bretonia. Basically just the French.
Bretonia is actually like French. Imagine if Arthurian lore was French.
Yes. Very much so. The Lady of the Lake.
The Lady of the Lake is literally a character.
Yeah. The Fey Enchantress. And she's like super powerful. The King Louis Lenka. They're basically like they're like really mean Arthurian French people because they ride their peasants like crazy.
Yep.
But the Knights of Bretonia are just super cool. They have the Grail Knights, you have the Grail Guardians. So they're a human faction.
Yep.
But exactly like Jack said, they're like Arthurian, but if they were French. Like Louis Leoncoeur is like Arthur.
Yep.
But he's French. And he rides a hippogriff.
Which is super cool.
Pretty cool. It's a cool faction, but it's like once again,
but they're French.
Yeah, that too. Sorry to any French listeners. Also, not sorry because you're French. I'm sorry
like
you're
that's
French.
like they're all man.
I almost want to say C tier again.
I almost do too.
But I would then move the Beastmen up. I think the Beastmen are cooler in Bretonia.
My only problem is I think Knights are
They are
rad.
okay. No, you're right. They're really cool.
Knights are rad.
And the Hippogriff Knights are super cool.
Hippogriff Knights are super cool. I'd say maybe B tier for Bretonia.
Oh, the French go above the Beastmen. Well, yeah. Well, I think the Beastmen would have been lower if they hadn't gotten that last DLC.
Okay.
Because they added the Gorgon, it added the Jabberslide.
Oh, and I mean, the other thing they've got is Old One Eye.
Yeah, Kazrak.
Kazrak One Eye.
It's Toddy. He took my
He's
eye.
He's loose in the Drakenwald Forest. He took my fucking eye.
Okay, so you want? I could almost Bretonia C or B. What do you think?
If we put Bretonia in C, I think we have to put Beastmen in D tier. And I don't know if I'm ready. And I don't know if I'm inclined to do that.
Okay, we'll go Bretonia B. B for Bretonia.
B for Bretonia, sure.
B for Bretonia. That I'm okay with that. Because they're a human faction, so we actually kind of aligned with them more, right? You know,
yeah,
that makes sense. And the Knights have a cool aesthetic.
Dude, the Knights look super, super cool.
The Grail Knights with the flaming lances.
Yep.
The Grail Guardians with the flaming swords and,
yep.
and the full dress. Hippogriff Knights with the flaming lances riding hippogriffs.
Yes.
You know,
that's pretty. The aura.
The sword. Yeah, they have. Yeah. If they were less French, they'd be A tier.
Agreed.
Next, we have interesting the High Elves.
The only
hold on, dog.
Okay, you're gonna hit me with this.
Hold on, dog. Okay, I love the High Elves. They're a great faction.
They are a great faction.
They're friggin' dragons. They have the most variety of dragons in the entire game.
That's true. Dragons are
pretty
cool. They
have the dragon princes, which are cavalry that ride dragon scale armored horses. And they wear dragon scale armor.
That's pretty cool.
They have the Sisters of Avalorn, which are the women with magical fire bows.
That's pretty rad.
They're rad.
That's
dude.
pretty rad.
They're rad. They're about to get a new. The speculation is this next DLC is going to be theirs, and they're going to get something called the Lothern Skycutter, which is like a giant ballista held up by magic and like charioted by eagles.
I think A tier.
They're pretty
There's
badass.
no other way to say this. I think it's A tier.
They're pretty badass. They have so much. They are one of the only races in the game besides the Empire that has access to every single lore of magic. Oh, the Lizardmen just got that because of the last update.
Okay,
so that's good.
But I think
I
think the dragons really throws it over the top.
Dude, the dragons are so
like what's
sick.
cooler than knights? Dragons.
The
like
star, the sun, the moon, and the star dragon. Like, come on, like so good.
It's
Dragon
really
princes.
really cool.
Yeah, and then like if you play as Eltharion, he also gets Griffin Knights.
He also does get Griffin Knights. Yep.
Yeah, and then like the now the lords and ladies can also ride griffins. It's just so good.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, now this next faction, I'm interested to see what your thoughts are. It's Khorne, the Chaos God Khorne.
So I'm super biased because I hate chaos.
Hey man, fair.
I hate chaos because of what happens in 40K to the Primarchs.
Yeah.
So I'm still biased. I do think one of my favorite factions is a Khorne faction, or at least a Chaos faction. The Champion of Chaos Undivided, not the Demon of Chaos Undivided, the Champion.
Are you talking about Valkia?
No. Okay.
Undivided would be Archaon.
The Knight
Chosen.
Yes, that is one of my.
He's not aligned with anybody.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
But yeah, okay. So he actually is a race in this eventually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Khorne by itself is just the Khorne stuff. So Valkia, Scarbrand, what's that? What's Skull Taker? And
I
then
think
the
there's
new one.
Okay. This might be a hot take. This might be a hot take. I think that Khorne is C tier.
I don't know, dog. You see the Slaughter Guard yesterday?
They're cool, but that's just one unit. It's like
you see the brutes of. I don't know, man. I'm inclined to go B tier for Khorne. I think the aesthetic is.
I think Khorne is the coolest of
blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull.
That's pretty rad. That's pretty rad. Yeah.
Okay. And then Arbal the Executioner, or Arbal the Undefeated, excuse me. His literal thing is if he loses a battle, he loses his best trait. He literally is not supposed to lose battles. Also, do you know what a Skull Crusher is?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a pretty rad, dude.
Okay. You know what? All right.
I'm not gonna say they're above the High Elves.
No,
I think it's a faction
because like I
just
think so. My problem with Chaos is I
just
think Chaos is just so basic.
That's why they got to upgrade them. That's why they've been doing DLCs for them.
Okay, fair enough.
I think Chaos has a lot of cool stuff now, but I think Corn B tier is like super fair.
Okay, I'm willing. I'll concede that one. I'll pick my battles elsewhere.
Yeah. Okay. Please push back on me if you.
Don't like no. Seriously, I'll concede it. Like I'll save my energy for another one.
Yeah. Next one is the Ogres, the Ogre Kingdoms.
I'm shaking my head, folks.
Yeah, I'm inclined to go D tier on this.
Yeah, like they just like
they're cool.
They just don't have a lot going for them.
They got their last DLC was pretty cool, but like they're cool. It's a cool faction. It's just a bunch of, but it's just a bunch of big dudes with different weapon types.
Yeah.
You know, the aesthetic is all right, but like at the same time,
here's the thing.
Here's
the thing.
Yeah.
It's not that they aren't cool. It's just that there's so much that is cooler than them.
Yeah. I'm inclined to agree with that. I think D tier is fine.
I think D is perfectly fine.
And this is purely subjective, guys.
Yeah,
feel
absolutely.
free to disagree. If you know about this stuff, feel free to disagree.
I hope you do.
Yeah, I like engagement
for the sake of engagement.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, next up is the greenskins. So ogres and goblins.
Wow! I think that's an easy B tier.
I'm almost thinking
or C.
I'm kind of torn because I do love the greenskins.
I like them because they're funny.
It's Gork and Mork.
Gork is the god of being cunning and brutal, and Mork is the god of being brutal but cunning, or vice versa.
They're just so stupid. It's so
funny.
I'm Grim Gore and I'm the best.
I'm the best.
I'm almost inclined to go A tier, but like
here's
aesthetically, I think C tier actually is correct.
Yeah.
But I just think for the hilarity, I'm okay with B tier.
Yeah, I think they go up to B because they literally call each other the boys.
The boys.
The boys.
The boys is coming.
The boys is coming.
It's just so funny. They're just so silly. They have some cool freaking units.
They get
Sheila, bro. They get the Arachnarok Queen.
That's true. If it was 40k orcs, it would be S tier. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, but you also really like that. You like that aesthetic more than the fantasy.
Oh, no,
aesthetic.
it's more of it. I won't get into it, but yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, this next one's pretty easy. It's a Lizardman. That's an S tier. Duh.
Yep.
Dinosaurs. Aztecian dinosaurs.
Aztecian dinosaurs, dude.
Do I need to say more? Like, is that really that hard for you guys to comprehend?
No. It's super easy.
I mean, they come on, like dinosaurs, bro. Come on. Sentient Aztecian dinosaurs with like really cool magic, and like they literally mount a sun ray beam siege weapon to an ankylosaur. That's all I need to tell you.
Yeah, that's super rad.
That's all I need to tell you.
Super rad.
A raptor riding a T-Rex, a sentient raptor humanoid riding a T-Rex. We're good.
Yeah, we're good there.
Okay. I'm going to skip this one and then move on to the Tomb King, so that's also an S tier.
That's also an S tier.
Undead Egyptians with all these cool constructs, like, need I say more? A literal giant stone sphinx with blades for arms. Don't need to say much more. Literally.
The only thing else I would say is the Ushaptis.
They're just cool.
Folks, imagine the classic depictions of the Egyptian gods made of stone. So you got your like falcon-headed people, jackal-headed people, crocodile-headed people. 11-foot tall stone statues that have two kopeshes and just wreck face.
Or bows.
Or bows.
Giant bows. You know. So, I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
I think that one's self-explanatory, yeah.
We're
also not super biased about those two, but
no,
that's okay.
Not at all. That's not like our two favorite factions. Pretty self-explanatory.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Okay, here we go. Here's going to be an interesting one. I'm interested to see what you think of this. The dwarves. The normal dwarves, not the chaos dwarves.
The normal dwarves?
The normal dwarves. So, I think it's a pretty cool faction, right? But they are just heavily armored dwarves.
Yeah, folks...
They would have lost a cool factor if they didn't have something like the Thunder Barge.
The Thunder Barge is literally a giant airship.
It's a giant airship blimp
Yeah.
with cannons and a giant harpoon on it.
I think
It's
they
pretty
suffer
sick.
kind of from the same thing that the Ogre Kingdoms do, which is that there's just other stuff that's cooler than them.
I think they're cool in the Order Kingdoms, though.
Oh, no, I agree. I totally agree there.
I'm okay with C tier.
I'm okay with C tier as well. I think they go... Do they go above Beastmen, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's order B tier then really fast.
Sure, let's do that.
Because we got Bretonia, Corn, Greenskins. Would you say Bretonia is last, in my opinion?
Okay.
I would go Greenskins, Corn, Bretonia. Or Corn, Greenskins, Bretonia.
No, I think Greenskin's definitely at the top of B tier.
Yeah.
For me, it's kind of a toss-up
like
between
Bretonia.
Bretonia and Corn.
I
think
like Bretonia.
I think Bretonia has more cool stuff than...
I don't know, Jog. Corn's got all these super cool demons and all the different, like...
Bloodthirsters are bloodthirsters, dude.
Yeah, okay.
That's how I
It's
see
a
it.
Bloodthirster. Like, the name is cool. Blood Reaper, Bloodthirster, like...
If you could have...
Skull Crusher.
Yeah, okay.
Like, come on, dog.
It's definitely more metal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Sure, it goes above
You're
Bretonia.
going to give the French credit? Okay.
In this one instance, yes.
The fake French, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with dwarves being in C tier. They are...
I think they're the top of C tier
yeah,
so
they're
far.
above Beastmen.
Perfectly average.
I would love to put the dwarves up higher, and they could be if they got some more cool stuff. The problem is a lot of it's just heavily armored infantry, heavily armored missile troops, artillery.
A lot of it is just like
the Slayers
they're
are cool,
literally
but, like,
just dwarves.
The Slayers are cool, but they're just like half naked dwarves that just want to fight. Like it's like the Thunderbarge literally saved them from being below the Beastmen, in my opinion.
I think that's probably fair.
And the Beastmen, you could argue it if you wanted to argue me Beastmen over dwarves and cool factor, you could. But I think the dwarves probably because Ironbreakers are just cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Dark Elves. Now, I also love the Dark Elves.
I think Dark Elves are lame.
You don't like the Dark Elves?
I think they're lame.
You don't.
They're just
Black
edgelords.
Dragon, the War Hydra, the Charybdis.
I think they're just edgy.
Medusas.
I think they're lame.
Wow, is this one you're gonna fight me on?
I will fight you on this one. Yeah. I mean, you know more about the units and stuff, but like
Malekith,
in terms of
Malekith is just a Chad.
But he's an edgy Chad. He's just like,
Yeah, they're just edgy high elves. That's just what they are.
The darkness.
Okay, what's chaos?
The darkness.
Chaos is more edgy than that. And chaos is cool. I know you don't like him, but I think chaos is cool.
Khorne is cool. If you tell
enough.
me Zinch is cool, I'm gonna fight you on that 1,000 days out of 1,000.
We're getting close to that, and I will fight you on that.
Okay. Zinches are nerds.
So for the Dark Elves, it's like, okay, they have.
no, but we're not.
Put your mic up. Put your mic up. Put your mic up.
Sorry,
You're good.
I'm expositing to myself over the
It's his subjective, so
weight,
I get it.
the weight of realization that even Zinch has some cool stuff is making me despair.
Yeah, that's fair. That's super fair. Right now, our top two factions, technically the Tomb Kings are, I don't know.
They're not very good.
They're not good.
But they're cool.
No, I'm talking about like good in terms of like lore structure. They're like, are they really good? I would argue they're a little bit more neutral.
In terms of like lore and like alignment, they are more
Lizardmen,
neutral. Yeah.
Their existence is to fight chaos.
Yes, the Lizardmen exist to fight chaos.
Uber badass.
Yeah.
That's why I have to move up Tomb King. Sorry, Jack. I mean,
Dude, I agree with you. Lizardmen are above Tomb Kings.
Dinosaurs with laser beams.
Dude, like, how do you beat that?
It's like,
How do you beat that?
It's pretty tough. Okay, I could. Dark elves below high elves. I'm okay with that.
Yes, absolutely.
However, top of B tier.
No, greenskins come out above.
Dark elves got cooler stuff.
I think the greenskins are just cooler in general.
Okay, make your case, because I'm struggling.
There's a ballista that shoots goblins with little paper wings at people, and
you're talking about the Doom Divers.
the Doom Divers, and the little imps, they fly into people and blow up.
Literal Hydra.
Gork and Mork.
Literal sea monster with legs, the Charybdis. Also like a pseudo Hydra.
But the boys, Nova.
Listen, doesn't mean I hate them. Doesn't mean I dislike them. Doesn't mean they're not cool. But the Dark Elves, the Edgelords, they're pretty sweet. They're pretty sweet, dude. The Hargoneth Executioners.
I will give you B tier, but they cannot be above the Greenskins.
Wow, we're going to fight me on this?
I'm gonna fight you on
Black dragons.
Giant spiders.
Medusas that shoot laser beams.
Black orcs.
Dread Knights. Dark elves in heavy armor that ride raptors.
Oh, yeah, you kind of got me there, don't you?
Like, come on, dog. Black orcs are sick, by the way. There's no no disputing that.
Yeah.
They're probably one of the coolest infantry in the game.
Yeah.
But Dread Knights, bro. Heavily armored dark elves riding armored raptors. It's pretty sweet.
It's pretty sweet.
Malekith literally got so pissed off at the High Elves because he tried to become the Phoenix King, and he got so burnt that he plastered his armor so he cannot take it off onto him.
It's just so edgy, dude.
They're edgy, but that's the whole
edgy's
point.
just so uncool.
The compromise is to put them in A tier behind the High Elves.
In A tier behind the
But
High
they
Elves?
still would be behind the above the Greenskins.
Fine.
Greenskins-
If I have to choose between them being A tier and B tier, I will choose B tier
Okay.
above the Greenskins.
Okay. So I'm okay with that.
All right.
I'm just saying. Dark elves riding raptors. It's kind of cool, right?
It's just, I think they're just so cringy.
Now, what you could have fought me with, and I wouldn't have any way to fight you, is Malekith has mommy issues.
He does have mommy issues. That's true.
So and Marathi, she's a skank, but she's a badass. So.
She's also a dark elf, though, so wouldn't that kind of also detract and add making
Well,
it neutral?
dark elves are more inclined to Slaanesh than the high elves are. So,
Let's move on.
Okay, next we have Norska.
Norska is the undead pirates, right?
No. That's Vampire Pirates, Vampire Coast. Norska is like the Northern Raiders, the Viking Raiders.
Oh,
Trolls, and then the Ice Dragon.
I think they've got to be
mammoths.
they've got to be somewhere in B tier just because they're Vikings, right?
They have werewolves.
Yeah, they've got to be in B tier, right?
Maybe above Khorne,
I think above Khorne, yeah.
behind the Greenskins.
Behind the Greenskins, yes. It's like
I'm okay with that. That's a pretty cool faction.
it's a pretty cool faction.
Trolls, werewolves, mammoths,
Vikings,
Vikings,
ice.
Yeah, they don't
axes.
They don't have ice magic, but
Well, they don't. I'm just talking like aesthetically.
they
Yeah,
have the Fimir, which are the one-eyed weird creatures. They're pretty cool. I like Norska.
yeah.
They're about to get that DLC. It's going to be big for them because they need it.
Good.
Big time. Here we go. Contentious. We got Zinch. Here's Zinch.
I'm thinking Zinch has.
Oh, you're going to hate me. I'm waiting for your.
You're
answer
thinking
first.
S tier,
No.
A.
Yeah.
Where?
Behind the Isles.
A tier for Zinch. You're gonna have to sway me.
Zinch is some freaking. Do you know what a Mutalisk Vortex Beast is?
No, I don't.
Dude, look it up on your phone right now. A Mutalith Vortex Beast.
I'm looking this up, dear listeners.
One of the coolest monsters in the entire game.
16 text messages, my lord. Mutalith.
Mutalith Vortex Beast. I promise you, Jack, you're going to look at it and be like, okay, that's pretty badass.
It's a model?
Yeah, dog.
Oh, that's for 40K, so this is a crossover beast. Interesting.
Mhm. Gosh darn it. There you go.
Don't show me AI mode. I don't care about that.
AI mode. I wish I could show you a picture, folks.
All right, so what does this thing do?
Destroys.
Destroys? Okay.
It basically creates it creates extra dimensions and sends other units into them, and just in the game it doesn't do that, but it can warp through dimensions and stuff. It's super powerful. shoots laser beams from that like little shrine on the front of it, on the back of it. There's also the cockatrice, which like can turn things to stone. There's also the Changebringers, which are they're like horrors that shoot giant, massive Zinchian flamethrowers. Kairos himself is a giant bird that literally cannot tell you the present, but he can tell you what happens in the future or what happened in the past.
Yep.
It's cool.
Kairos is a giant friggin' nerd. I wish I had saved my F word for that one.
Yeah, he is a giant nerd, but he's a badass.
Yeah, he kind of is.
He's the greatest spellcaster in the entire known Warhammer universe that's not named Teclis.
Or Armin.
Who?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, well, this is the fantasy.
I know.
Stop bringing your 40K. We'll get to 40K later.
I'm sorry.
No, you can convince me otherwise, but you're going to have to do it. Also, like, all of normal Chaos units, but just Zinchian colored, are really cool. Like, Chosen of Zinch are just cool. Chaos Knights of Zinch are just cool.
I'm going
the
to
Doom Knights that ride the discs of Zinch.
I'm going to say...
I overrode you on the Dark Elves, so you can throw it at me.
There's just...
I will not go lower than B tier.
I wasn't going to go lower than B tier. I'm just trying to think, like... I just think there's other things that are cooler than Zinch.
Okay, so we'll put them in B tier. Where in B tier?
Top.
Above the Dark Elves? I would put them behind the Greenskins.
Really?
If we're going to do that.
Okay, then yeah, do that.
I think
I'm
A
happy
tier
with that.
Would have been cool. But, like, as I'm thinking about it, and there is more factions to come, yeah, I think that's probably right. Okay, Nurgle.
F.
Oh, dude, the Toe Dragons are cool. At least give them D tier. The
D.
Toe Dragons and the Rot Knights are kind of cool.
Okay, those are cool, but like everything else is just like...
Yeah, Nurgle. Yeah, D tier above the Ogres.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm okay with that. All right. Chadicus McBaticus, the Empire. For Prince and Emperor. Karl Franz.
It pains me to say it, but I think he's just C tier. I think he suffers from the same thing that the dwarves
What about
suffer
the rest
from.
of the Empire?
They're just humans, though.
Elspeth rides a dragon. She rides a Carmine dragon. It's the most unique dragon in the game.
You can convince me
She's
otherwise.
a lore. They have a giant laser cannon. The Luminarch.
I didn't know that.
They have the Hellblaster volley guns, which are just like Gatling gun cannons that you can put in a war wagon on. Like multiple horses carry that. It's pretty cool, dude.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Okay,
they have the
that's pretty
Demi-Griff
cool.
Knights. They ride
Is it-
Demi-Griffs, bro.
Is it...
They can cast every lore of magic in the game. That's not like death or not just death. Like Husha, like not lore, like faction specific, like Husha or Lore of the Tides or something, or Slanesh, Khorne, Nurgle. Slanesh, Zinch, Nurgle.
What are you thinking? Where do you think they go?
I think that I love the Empire. I think they're awesome.
Okay.
I would put them right behind the High Elves.
Okay.
They're awesome.
Thinking of what's to come, I think I can agree to
There's
that.
more. And there's more that's going to come for the Empire.
Yep, there is. Yep.
I mean,
You're
Boris is already in the game, Doug.
right. Yep.
Toddy's
you're right.
already in the game. You can't really play as him, but like you can.
If you could, okay, if Toddy was a legendary lord, S tier.
Okay, he technically is. You just can't like start as him, but you can confederate him. But he's not ever going to probably be. He'll probably be a free LC.
Yeah.
Because he's not like. Carl's is better.
Yeah.
You know, like there's nothing unique about Boris except for like the silly memes.
He took my fucking eye.
It's Toddy.
It's Toddy.
All right, now we've got the lustful demons of Slanesh.
Slanesh does have some cool cavalry units.
Yeah, the demonettes that ride the
chariot
the
things.
snaky cavalry.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're actually called, but I should know what they're called. I mean, I'm a nerd for this. I can't remember exactly what they're called. They're like demonette cavalry. I don't know exactly what they're called, but they look like weird, like suctiony snake raptors.
Yeah.
like eel raptors almost.
I don't think they're as cool as high elves, and I don't think they're as cool as greenskins. But
I think they're C tier.
Really,
Yeah, below the beastmen. Gotta wait for their DLC to see, because they haven't had a DLC yet.
Yeah, I think I agree.
This strictly off of the game. If there's like extra lore beyond this,
yeah, we are basing this
Sure.
based just on the game too.
Sure,
Yeah, that's
right.
That's true.
like if we were doing power, like the dwarves would have been S tier.
Oh yeah, if we
like-
were basically like objectively,
Yeah, and the
Tomb Kings would have been D or F.
they would have been C.
Oh, okay.
Dark Elves High Elves would both be A or S. Bretonia would be C or D. Nurgle would be close to the top. Khorne and all the Chaos Gods would be pretty close, except for Slaanesh. I think Slaanesh C tier behind the Beastmen and the Dwarves.
I think
Feels
that's
right to me.
Yeah, that feels pretty good.
Okay. I'm interested to see what you think of this one. We got Kislev,
Kislev's.
the Brothers of the Bear.
I think they're a B tier faction.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna go S tier, dog. I think Kislev is sick. I think Kislev is awesome. Freaking bear cavalry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I
Bear
forgot about the
cavalry,
polar bear
the
cavalry.
The things in the woods, like the Beowulfs, the giant
Here's my-
elemental bear,
Here's my.
bear chariots.
Are they cooler than dragons?
Oh, yeah, actually, you might be right. A tier. Bears are sick, but they're not cooler than dragons. I think A tier,
I think they're just behind the high elves.
just behind the high elves. I'm okay with that.
That's where I was initially thinking.
That's the problem. Is the high elves are just so cool.
Yeah.
We could honestly move the high elves up, but I'm okay with A tier for them right now.
I will concede that to an. Okay, let's keep going.
This one's going to be interesting. Grand Cathay. Ancient China.
I don't know enough.
China.
I know they've got some dragon stuff. I
The-
know they've got the giant jade statues
The
that go
Terracotta
to
Sentinels.
the Terracotta Sentinels,
Yep.
which are pretty rad.
They have they're all sentient. They have one that's a legendary hero called Sating the Watcher.
Yep.
Who's a giant bow. It's sick. The siblings are all dragon people. They're casters and dragons at the same time.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. I think A. Maybe.
I'm trying to. They need another DLC, right?
Yeah.
For sure. They have the Celestial Lion, which is like a lion with wings, which is awesome.
Yes.
Giant lion with wings that you can. The Celestial Generals can ride those.
Yep.
You have the Jade and Jet lions, which are like the Terracotta Sentinel lions that are made of jade and jet, which is like black
Yep.
onyx. You have the Crowmen, which are really cool. You have all the dragons. Yeah, I think A tier behind Kislev, actually.
I think that's fair.
Because once they get another DLC and they get like the Monkey King and stuff eventually,
Oh yeah.
we'll start talking like Tigermen and stuff. We'll start
Oh,
talking.
yeah.
We'll start talking.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. The Vampire Counts. Just the vampires.
This isn't the pirate ones.
Mm-mm.
I think they're pretty low.
Just the undead.
Yeah, I think they're,
They're
pretty
pretty
low.
cool, but like
Like they're compared to everything else, it's just vampires
they
and
also need some
ghouls.
stuff.
It's just like vampires and ghouls.
I'm almost
and-
thinking like bottom of C tier.
Yeah, probably.
Are they cooler than Nurgle and the ogres?
Yeah,
You think?
I think so.
I almost want to put them in D tier behind Nurgle.
I'm trying to be objective.
I think Nurgle has cooler stuff.
Toe Dragon is probably cooler than anything the vampire counts have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. It tracks. It tracks.
The ogres are close too. Honestly, the vampires might be like the lamest faction of the game, in my opinion. Okay. In my opinion, this next faction is an easy friggin' S tier. Like an easy friggin' S tier. The Skaven.
Yes. Yes. Immediately.
Yeah,
yes.
Immediately S tier.
I was
Easiest S
I
tier.
was mentally preparing myself to fight you to get them into S tier, so I'm
No way.
super relieved they're
No
S
way
tier.
you're not gonna have them in S tier. Are you kidding me?
Dude,
Rats.
the rat
rats.
people.
The rats.
They use a
with literal
technology.
nukes.
Yes, they use a specific resource that only they
Warpstone.
use called Warpstone. They make Gatling guns. They have rat
Snipers.
ogres, sniper rifles.
Giant hamster wheels of doom called doom wheels.
Yep, literally.
They have lightning cannons.
Yes.
Lightning cannons.
They use-
have the doom rockets.
Yep.
Basically, imagine biological warfare in like World War I or in Vietnam times a bajillion.
And it's magic
And
infused.
it's rats.
and it's rats.
And they don't care about friendly fire. They'll send all
No,
their
they
slaves
don't.
out
Yep.
there, bro.
Yep.
They
Led by
multiply.
their god, the great horned rat.
Yes. Yes. And they're also like easily tied for
Screaming rat.
Screaming rat. They're also like tied with the Greenskins for being the funniest race.
Oh yeah, easily.
Like, Wobstone. Yes. I almost thinking they're
My
funnier, but,
favorite meme of them is the Grey Seer passes you the boof. Do you accept receive?
so good, dude. They're so good, and their politics are actually really interesting because they like all hate each other.
Yep.
But like they have to work together.
Yep.
And you know that they're actually technically aligned with Chaos,
Technically, yes.
but they also don't have to listen to Chaos. The Great Horn Rat's like, no, screw you.
The Great Horned Rat is technically a chaos god.
Yeah, and then he technically goes like, no, screw you guys, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay.
And another thing that
That's
they
a good
have
one.
going for them is they cause the end times in Warhammer Fantasy by killing Slanesh.
Yeah. Well, and then Arcan comes through and goes, delete.
They have a
delete.
they have a unit at least. They have a unit called the Screaming Bell.
Mm-hmm. It's a mount.
Is it really?
Yes, so Grey Seers can ride the Screaming Bell. Yeah. So you'll like once you get a Grey Seer on the Screaming Bell, you'll see him like on the bell while it's just tolling like that constantly. He's just riding it like. I mean, not only do they have all the weapons teams, they have all the mutated like
Rat ogres.
rat
and-
ogres, the Hell Pit Abomination, which literally is an abomination.
Yep.
The mutated rat ogres, the brood horrors, which are like giant naked mole rats.
Rattling gunners.
Rattling gunners are just one of the coolest units.
Yep. Literally one of the coolest
The
units.
poison wind mortars.
Yep.
They shoot giant death globes of basically like poison napalm.
Yep.
Like, come on, dog. It's like how can you? The storm vermin. Just the elite guard.
Yep.
Just so
and
cool.
and they're silly. On top of all of that,
and
they're
they're
silly.
just silly as heck.
Yeah.
So fun.
Do you accept receive?
You accept receive.
Oh, we go wax poetically. Now, realistically, okay, here. Now we're going to talk in the S tier, where are they?
I hate to say this. I think they might be above Tomb Kings.
I hate to say this, I think they might be the number one.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I fucking love the Lizardmen.
I love the Lizardmen too, but
But it's the Skaven, dog.
the Skaven are just such a meme.
They're awesome.
and they're awesome. Yeah.
Like, it's just like they get a lot of love, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
But like, they're just awesome.
They're just
Like,
awesome.
It just is what it is. Okay, moving on. The list is good so far in terms of cool factor.
Yeah.
Now we have the Vampire Pirates, the Vampire Coast.
Way above the normal vampires.
Yeah,
Way above.
yeah.
Jack Sparrow, but he's a vampire? Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm thinking like B tier above Corn.
I agree. Some of these are pretty easy.
Yeah, we have 3 factions left.
Okay.
Okay, one of them is interesting, and so you know the undivided Demon Prince character.
Yes.
So the Demons of Chaos. So like he uses every like Chaos faction's demon specific units. So like Korn, Nurgle, Slanesh, Tzeentch, he can use all their demon specific units.
I'm thinking towards the middle of the pack.
I'm gonna throw one at you.
Okay.
He's friggin' F tier, dude. He's so lame.
Okay. I was trying to be conservative. Do you know his lore? Be'lakor, right?
It's not Be'lakor.
Oh,
Be'lakor's
okay.
not part of this faction.
Oh, I'm thinking of somebody else
No.
then.
So the Demon Prince that's customizable.
Right, him.
Him. In the community, he's known as Daniel. Daniel the Demon. It was such a cool idea, but they implemented it so poorly.
Sure, F tier.
He's like the worst faction in the game.
Okay.
There's lots of stuff that's. What makes him cool is other factions.
Okay, here's the thing. Can he use Bloodthirsters?
Yeah.
I think that makes him D tier.
Bottom of D tier. Might as well just make him F tier.
No, I think Bloodthirsters saves him from F tier.
Jack. He uses other factions' cool stuff to make him cool.
Okay, he's a wannabe. Sure.
He's a wannabe.
Okay, yeah, sure. Fair enough.
That's what I'm saying.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying?
F
Okay.
tier.
If you like him,
I don't.
That's
I don't
fine.
really care about him at all.
I'm talking about the general
Oh,
audience,
okay.
if you will. If you like him, that's fine. Why? I would only ask why. Okay. Now, Be'lakor is part of this faction. It's the Warriors of Chaos. So this includes Archaon, Be'lakor, Sigvald the Magnificent, who's more Slaneshi leaned, and then the 4 Chaos aligned monogod warriors. So Valkia, Village, Festus, and Azazel. So this includes all those factions.
So
Now, for pure cool factor, I'd argue Archaon's just and Be'lakor are just the coolest.
Be'lakor, I hate to tell you this.
You don't like Richard Armitage?
I like Richard Armitage. Be'lakor is a poser, dude.
He is kind of a poser.
No, he's literally a poser.
Yeah, I mean he's the
He
strongest
is-
demon prince.
He might be the strongest demon prince, but he is so up his own ass. He thinks he's better than the Chaos Gods when all 4 Chaos Gods are pulling his strings at one time.
Yeah, but then there's Archaon,
But then there's Archaon,
the literal bringer of the end time,
the Ever-Chosen, right?
the Ever-Chosen,
Yes.
The
The
literal-
true champion
the
of chaos.
true Chad of chaos,
Yes.
the only champion of chaos to ever unite all 4 factions.
Yep, that's why he's the true champion of chaos.
I think him alone puts him in A tier.
Yeah.
I'm okay with bottom of A tier.
I would say top of B tier because Be'lakor is such a piece of shit. Sorry, folks. He's just such a loser.
Why not have him in bottom of A tier then?
Okay, bottom of A tier. Sure, we'll compromise there.
I mean, like Archaon, dog.
Dude, Archaon is so cool. Archaon is so
The
like
one thing they don't do in the game, which I wish they did, is his steed Dorgar can transform into any magical creature.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it could be like a dragon or something.
That's pretty cool. Like Archaon is definitely carrying that faction. Super hard.
Yeah, Sigvald's a loser. No one likes Sigvald. I mean, if you like Sigvald, that's fine. But Valkyria's cool. Village is cool. Festus is lame, but he's cool. And he's good, but he's lame. And then Azazel's like Slanesh, so
Whatever.
Slanesh. But Archaon.
Yeah, bottom of A tier I think is fine. Like
Such a
Archaon,
Chad.
like I hate chaos. Archaon is awesome.
He's a badass.
Having all 4 Chaos
He's
Knights,
just so good, yeah.
like the dude,
So
so rad,
So cool.
so cool.
It's just so good. Okay, the very last faction, the hippie elves, the wood elves.
I think they're a strong C tier.
I struggle with the wood elves because I like the aesthetic,
I like the aesthetic
but
too.
it's like
I just think everything that's above C tier is cooler than them.
yeah. Behind her ahead of dwarves.
That's hard. That's actually hard.
Because at C tier we have dwarves, beastmen, Slanesh. Are they even ahead of the beastmen?
I think they're cooler than Slanesh.
Yeah, that's a guarantee. Slanesh is like borderline D tier. Great Stag Knights are cool. Wild Riders are cool. You're
Tree
right.
Ants are cool.
Yeah, the ancient ancient treemen, yeah. Treemen.
Dryads are kind of neat.
Dryads are fun. Treekin, which are like the in-between of the ancient treemen and the Dryads.
But I think that's kind of it, really.
The Wild Riders, they ride deer or elk.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
That's
They're
pretty
like
cool.
knights. The Great Stag Knights, which are like better.
Yeah.
Big stags. They have the Hawk Riders.
Definitely better than Slanesh. I don't know. I think
They
Beastmen
have-
might be cooler.
They have their archers are cool, but the aesthetic is like, Yeah, I think you're right. Behind Beastmen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's our completed tier list.
And if you can screenshot that, I will upload that as part of the video.
I can do one better here. I can save it, and I can text it to you. Yep.
All right, right here, right now, is the completed tier list.
Yep. So I'll do for our listening audience, if you're not watching the video, we have the S tier, which is and this is in order.
In order.
Skaven, Lizardmen, Tomb Kings. A tier, then we have High Elves, Kislev, Grand Cathay, Empire, and the Warriors of Chaos. B tier, we have Dark Elves, Greenskins, Tzeentch, Norska, Vampire Coast, Khorne, and Bretonnia. C tier, we have Dwarves, Beastmen, Wood Elves, Slanesh. D tier, we have Nurgle, Vampire Counts, Ogres, and F tier is the Demons of Chaos.
I'm happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with that tier list.
I'm very happy with that tier list. In terms of pure cool factor.
Pure, just based on cool. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Not power level, not anything else.
Nope, nothing else. Okay, I texted it to you, Jack.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I like that tier list a lot. I think it looks good. If you guys have any disagreements, feel free to
Comment. Let us know. Or if you know us in person, let us know.
Yeah. No comment. Engage with the video, damn it.
Engage. Make comments on the video. It's going to make us better.
I like that tier list. That was pretty good.
It was really good.
That. I enjoyed that.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It's a good flow of conversation,
Yeah.
and it's very natural.
Yeah. No, that worked out. I think I hate to admit that the Skaven are the most cool race in the game, but they are. They just are.
They just are.
It's just
they really
unfortunate.
just are.
It's unfortunate that they are, but they just are.
For our listeners, this is more into the tabletop, but the Screaming Bell is a unit that you can have in tabletop, and it has 13 abilities.
Yep. The Dreaded 13.
The Dreaded 13.
Have, like 13 different clans. And
one of the rules for the game is if you roll, so every time you use the Screaming Bell, you roll 2d6.
Yep.
The 13th thing on there is if you roll a 13, you win the game.
Yeah, but you're rolling 2d6. Guys.
Exactly. But it's just fun. That's just a fun part of the game. It's part of being Skaven is cheating.
Scribbles in a little dot.
Yeah.
So you roll double sixes.
Oh, wait, there's a 7. I win.
Basically, the Skaven try to cheat.
Yes.
Is the point of that?
That is the point. If you can convince your opponent that you had a +1 for some reason,
You win.
you win the game. Yeah.
And then you cheated.
Yes. Yes.
So people that actually know what they're talking about be like, no, bad, cheater, no. But people that don't know what they're talking about are like, ooh, cool.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. That's crazy.
Oh boy. So I forgot to tell you. So back on the topic of board games,
Sure.
because that was really cool, guys. By the way, thank you for listening for that.
Yeah.
That's just one of my favorite games of all time. Like, probably my favorite game personally right now.
It's up there for me.
It's just so cool. There's just so much coolness into it. Jake, our buddy Jake,
Yeah.
just got these deck builder games. Do you remember those DC deck builders that
Yeah.
I told you about? And he wants to play them with us.
Okay.
Right? The problem is, it's not a problem. I've played the crap out of those games, so I'd wipe the floor with you guys.
Fair enough.
But they are very fun, and I think you should definitely try those games.
Yeah.
I think you could get really good at those games.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
once you play something enough times, you really kind of like, your brain goes, it starts worrying.
Yeah.
You know? Because when we played Twilight Imperium, when we did the teams, right? It was me and Darby and you and David.
Yep.
You guys were really close.
Yeah, it came down. I think it came down to it was either one
you.
card or a dice roll.
Yeah.
It was one of the two. I can't remember which.
Because Darby had that one ability
That's
to
right.
like, get out.
Yep.
Right? And you were this close to taking that point and winning the game.
Yep.
Well,
And I've come in second
yeah.
place every other time.
Did you
we
come in
played.
second place the last game?
Yep.
I don't think you did.
I did.
The all solo game?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I remember specifically because Paul came in third somehow.
Yeah, it's because he pushed really hard at the end.
He did.
He took advantage of my kindness, and I'll never do it again. That rat. That not cool Skaven rat. I'm never complimenting him again by calling him a Skaven rat. Yeah, man. Those deck builder games are really fun. I really want to play them, actually. Ever since he said he has them, I was like, I want to play them.
Yeah, we just got to get together and do it.
Yeah. Let me text him right now and see if we can do that. I'm almost kind of considering it.
Do it.
Yeah. I mean, because it's really fun. They're really fun games. And if he's not busy, he might have his kids, but if he's not busy, I'd love to do that. Like that. It's really fun. I'll text him. You got anything else you want to talk about?
No. I think we're good to wrap up. We're at 70 minutes.
Dang, that's
good.
That was good. Well, thanks guys for listening. We're gonna maybe go be degenerates and play some more board games.
Or if that doesn't go through, we'll play some more Warhammer. Hell yeah, dude.
You know. Thank you guys for listening. Appreciate y'all. Like and subscribe. Look at that.
I'm a shill.
Hit the bell. Press the bell.
Press the bell. Yes.
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 All right, signing off.
See you, boys and girls.
It's not my favorite movie. I watch it once, and that's all I need.
Yeah. It tells its story and it does it well.
I love The Godfather. It's so intricate and detailed. Yes, it is.
I mean,
You're
my
lying.
favorite movie ever is Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Personality.
Yeah.
You have personality. It shows your personality. You're not afraid to, and also a funny movie.
It's a great movie.
Hilarious. Monty Python's just amazing in general. Like, but you're not afraid to show your personality.
Exactly.
You're not lying to us.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said, like, one of the all-time classics was my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah. And if it is, it is.
Yeah, and
Right.
there's nothing wrong with loving The Godfather.
But you sneering at me or sneering at Jack and being like, "Oh, that's your favorite movie? Well, your taste is weird." You're not it,
Kick
Chief.
rocks.
Yeah, you're not it, Chief.
Yeah,
You're not it, Chief. That's not cool.
true.
People like
Agreed.
what they like. Someone could come up to me and be like, "My favorite movie is like the 2017 Power Rangers live action." I'd be like, "That's cool."
Good for you. I disagree.
Wasn't that great? But
Yeah, but like seriously, like good
you're
for
allowed
you.
to like it.
Yeah,
You're allowed to like that stuff.
absolutely you are. Absolutely.
People that judge for people's favorite movies or favorite TV shows or something like that, unless it's like, no, not even then, because like, you know, we live in a society where you're allowed to like whatever you want,
Yeah, and that's
as long
the
as
beauty.
it's not
That's the beauty
harming
of the
somebody
society.
else. Yeah, as long as it's not harming somebody else, I don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
If you like RuPaul's Drag Race, fucking kill it.
Go for it,
Have
dog.
fun. Have fun
Not
with
for
that.
me, but
Yeah, definitely not for me. I'm good. Or if you like, you know, if you're a big American Idol fan and you're still watching it, then good for you.
yeah.
Goodness gracious.
While we're on the topic of our personal tastes, what have you been watching recently? I know it's a bit of a jarring jump,
Yeah.
but
No. That's good. It's good. I started Severance.
okay.
Very good.
I've heard good things about that.
I heard it. I'm on episode 2, so I started quite literally. Really, really interesting. I heard season 2 kind of slogs it, but I'm gonna let that ride and see how it goes. But season 1 so far has been really cool. There's an actor in it that was also in Fallout, which is really cool.
Which actor is that?
God, what's his name? Oh, you remember the little bit bigger, darker skinned guy in the vault?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's in it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Also really good. So I've been doing that. Obviously, I've been watching some anime and stuff, but that's seasonal.
Yep.
Every season, there's always something. Watched Little Severance. I recently wanted to watch a movie. I was like scrolling through all the movies, and it's just like modern movies, man. I'm just like, none of these seem appealing to me.
Yeah.
So I went and rewatched the 2004 epic classic featuring Brad Pitt and Orlando Bloom, Troy.
Nice. That is a classic.
Classic. Fantastic movie. Yeah, so, you know. And then I told my dad I was going to start watching Yellowstone now that it's finished.
Oh, okay.
Because
Okay.
he loves that show. He is obsessed with that show.
I feel like it's a very dad show.
Yeah. It seems like a dad show to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But it seems good. It's kind of like, I gotta believe it's on HBO. I'm pretty sure it's on HBO.
It's something like that, yeah.
And it's one of those like HBO shows where they're not afraid to get down and dirty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where they'll show the stuff.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of good actors and actresses in it. Kevin Costner's in that.
Yep.
He's the main star.
Mm-hmm.
I know, unfortunately, because my dad won't shut up sometimes, I know some of the spoilers. And he recently just rewatched it again. You know? Yeah, I know. And it's like, I don't know. It seems interesting.